I'm Krista from Botanical Bird, and today I wanted to do another plant unboxing with you guys. I have a few plants that are coming to me at different times of the day, so I'll be piecing this section of the video together with another one where I'll be opening two different plants. I just wanted to open this now because one, I'm an incredibly impatient person, and two, I don't want this poor baby to be stuck in this box any longer. This is an Alocasia odora variegata, and it came to me from a Facebook seller on a plant purge page, I believe. Maybe I'll do another video all about plant purge pages, but for now, we're just gonna open this box. I was a little bit worried because opening this terribly because with COVID, the shipping, wow, I'm not gonna get an award for being a great box opener. Shipping has been delayed, and so I was a little bit worried about my plants, especially plants that are variegated, because I don't know how well they can survive in the mail for extended periods of time. But one thing I will say is that that I've liked about purchasing plants from sellers on Facebook is that it's more of a personal experience. So a benefit that I feel of ordering from an online shop is that they're very reputable. Usually they'll have customer reviews, and I sort of trust that they have the money, that if something is wrong with my plant, that they won't have any qualms with either replacing my plant or giving me a refund. And I'm a little bit more concerned about those sorts of things when I'm ordering from a seller on Facebook. But I was able to talk to the actual seller and ask for pictures of the plant before shipping while they were packaging the plant. And so I can see exactly the plant that I'm gonna get. So just like some pros and cons to consider maybe. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's see how she looks. Oh, okay. So you win some and you lose some, right? It looks like there's definitely some leaf loss or leaf death, I guess, on this plant. This might be pretty typical. She had warned on the post that in shipping you should expect, I think she said like 30% leaf death or damage. So we have currently 3 happy leaves and 4 unhappy leaves. So these are, let me see if I can do a cute shot of just the happy leaves. These are our happy leaves. Look how big that is. It's like as big as my head. And this one, maybe it was just a little bit folded from shipping, but that's a mostly white leaf, and then like a baby leaf, and then some of our not as happy leaves. So I'll probably either, oh, and we have one unfurling right here. I'll probably either take off the leaves that are really unhappy if I feel like I can do so easily, or I'll let the plant kind of allow the leaves to, the unhappy ones to kind of just die, and then get to a point where I can take them off more easily. This is really interesting. So cool thing about this plant is even the stems are variegated. How fun is that? Beautiful. So I think in general, this is a win. Just a little bit bummer about the leaves that died. But the good thing is the roots, you always want to check out the roots. The roots look really good. Let me take off some of this sphagnum. The roots look good, so even if there are some dead leaves, if the root structure is okay, new leaves will grow. So got some long roots here. So even though there's been some death, I should not be too concerned. So just a close-up of the roots. There's still some sphagnum moss in there, but those are some healthy roots, and there's a lot of them. So if you're planning on buying a plant online and you're able to see which plant you're ordering, it's a good idea to make sure that they have a lot of roots. If you're gonna buy a plant that's rocking like one root, maybe that is not the best plant for you if it's being shipped a long distance. So yeah, here is my new Alocasia odora variegata. Ta-da! Hey again, everyone. I feel like I should be that woman from the Genie show where she like wiggled her nose and like all of a sudden like appeared somewhere. I am back. It's several hours later and I have two plants, two more plants to unbox with you guys. This one is from, I believe, a seller, once again, oh, a Facebook, no, an Etsy seller, I think. And I believe this is the fanciest or most desired, most difficult to acquire plant I have ordered to date. So that's pretty exciting. It's a Monstera Thai Constellation. And then this is a plant from Gabriella Plants, a website, and I believe it's a Peperomia Rana Verde or Rana Verde. So let's leave the fancy plant to last. Let's see. So Gabriella Plants is a family-run business as far as I know. I think it's in Florida, and they're really cool. They have a big Instagram presence, and they have like a small team, I think of like 15 people, and they have quite a selection of plants, and their thing is that they're always growing more. That's like their motto. It's really cute. And on the inside, it has like, what does it say? Smile, your plant has arrived home. And then they always give you an unboxing guide, and they also have a slip with the person who selected and treated your plant and then the person who packed and shipped it. So I feel like that's like a really personal, sweet touch, right? I feel like I know these people. And then you open it and it's wrapped in this nice foam stuff, and the plant takes up the entire size of the box, which is great. At least this one does, which kind of protects everything. There's not as much like sloshing around that can happen. So just gonna cut this tape, relieve it of its foam case, and then it has this nice, like, I don't know how to describe it, like almost like a hospital gown material covering. So I'm gonna slip that off. Maybe it should go the other way. All right. And then I've seen this a lot lately. Whoops. Oh, that was, I don't know if you heard that. That was a leaf falling off. Oh, okay, and another one. Like cotton ball material, or I guess it's just cotton, to kind of keep the soil in the pot, which is great because there's nothing worse than having a box full of loose soil and not enough soil in your actual plant. So they tucked this cotton in there. It is protecting this soil. All right, so we definitely have some leaves coming out, which is to be expected. This plant made it all the way from Florida to Texas, and some of the leaves are kind of bent and curled, but I imagine with sunlight, they're gonna uncurl just fine. So I have, oh my goodness, I have a plant that looks very similar to this. Well, I kind of like pick out the dead leaves. I have a plant that looks very similar to this. It's the same family. It's a Peperomia Frost. So basically like same shaped leaves and everything, but the leaf color is like a silver green, like a silver light green of that plant. And this one, it's more of like a nice dark green. So it's looking a little droopy. I imagine it's gonna need some water. The soil is still a little bit moist, but after the stems kind of perk back up, I imagine it will be a very happy, happy plant. And I have yet to have a negative experience with Gabriella's plants. They send out an email because of COVID and because of the influx of plant requests, I suppose, or purchases. It's been taking them a little bit longer, but they send you an email after like 5 days saying like, we haven't forgotten about your plant. And then they let you know, of course, when it's being shipped. So that is plant number 2 for this unboxing. And then I'm just gonna kind of put that off to the side. Oh, drum roll. I have been worried about this plant so much. So as I said, it's a plant that I have that's probably the most sought out after of all the plants I have, and it was supposed to be delivered on May 29th, and today is June 1st, so that's 3 days late. And I know it's not the seller's fault, but I am very nervous because I have not spent this much money on a plant before. So I ideally want it to be great. So when I open it, I see lots of crunched up newspaper, which is good to fill up the extra space, kind of like I mentioned with the previous plant, because I don't want the plant jiggling around inside the box. So it's nice and taped inside there, taped and secure. Let's see if I can dismantle said tape. I just got this box cutter like last week, and I really wish I would have gotten it a long time ago, because before I was like sitting with my scissors trying to like cut at awkward angles. Not a good idea. So, I'm glad that it was like taped in place. I like that. The most intense packing job I've seen thus far is a plant zip tied to the inside and outside of the box. It was fantastic. That plant wasn't going nowhere. All right. Okay, so we have the root ball with sphagnum moss, I think, wrapped in saran wrap. That's a good idea. So the whole purpose of wrapping that in sphagnum is sphagnum's a type of moss, and if you wet it, it kind of like holds the moisture in. Actually, it's still kind of moist. I'm impressed. And the reason you want to do that is you want to keep the roots slightly moist during shipping, because if they dry out, they might die, and then your customer receives a dead plant, which is not ideal. All right, moment of truth, opening up the leaves. Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. I've also done it before where I was opening a box with my scissors and I like cut the leaf. I was cutting too deep, so I'm trying to be really careful unwrapping everything. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. It's not dead, everyone. Not dead. Can we get confirmation, I should say? Not dead plant, everyone. This is one not dead plant. Ugh, so much worry has gone into this plant and the whole shipping. And I was just messaging the seller like, hey, super excited to get my plant. Also slightly nervous. Okay, so I think these roots, I'm sorry, that was not pointed to you guys at all. I'm thinking these roots are okay. I'm just gonna try to bring the camera towards me, but I'll just bring this to you. So some of the roots are, well, that's a dead root right there, are kind of brown. You ideally want your roots to, some roots are like orangey yellow and other ones are white, but they're thick, so that looks good. And maybe the darker brown spots are gonna be okay. But if you look at the other side of the roots, they're nice and white or like a beige color, so that's good. And the leaves look absolutely amazing. I am so impressed. Let's get a face comparison. Does this leaf look good to you? Because it looks really good to me. And I knew that this leaf had some damage on it. The great thing is, like, even if a leaf has damage when you buy it, like that does not indicate the health of the plant. Like the health of the whole plant does not matter if there's some brown tips. So like I mentioned before, the roots are really where you want to look. And then if you have, like, you can obviously see bugs crawling on the underside of the leaf, like then you've got problems. But I am very happy. This plant was in the mail for over a week, I think, slightly over a week, and it did wonderful. It came okay. All right, so since the roots were still moist in that sphagnum, I think I might just pot it up right away. Whereas the alocasia that I unpackaged or unboxed, the sphagnum around the roots was completely dry. So I kind of let it sit in water for a little bit, but I was messaging the seller and she warned me that that plant is very prone to root rot. And so I shouldn't keep it in the water for too long. So I took it out and I think I'm gonna pot up all of these three. Let me see if I can grab all three. My 3 plants from my unboxing today. Can you tell I have a theme with plants of variegation? But to explain this plant, I mentioned it was a Monstera Thai Constellation. So it's a Monstera deliciosa, like the really, when you think of a house plant or like a tropical plant, that's a plant you think of, right? It's also called a Swiss cheese plant. So that's like the typical house plant. And this is a Thai constellation. So it's variegated with like yellow spots or light green spots. The holes are called fenestrations. So we have variegation, which is the different color on the leaves that I will never stop talking about. And then fenestration are the slits in the leaves. And more juvenile leaves, so like more baby leaves like this one, will often not even have any fenestration. This one only has one slit, but then as they mature, or like as the plant matures and it grows more leaves, then they will have more and more fenestrations. So I am pretty happy with my plant unboxings today. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions about anything you saw me do or the plants that I got, please feel free to comment below, or if you have any care tips for me, because all 3 of these plants are new for me, that would be great. Don't forget everyone, I'm rooting for you. Bye.